practice went all right. That's all right. Oh, that's all right. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. He gave us a good grand time. Good time in the Lord. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
Yes, sir.
God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much for your presence here today. Appreciate God for His presence here. All that He is doing for us in this hour.
Oh, yeah.
We got so much.
Yeah, Lord.
We can tell the Lord thank you for
Yes,
it.
sir.
I mean, we just got so much. One writer said, and I think you may have said it before, that we ain't got time to tell it all. Because we just got so much. Tell the Lord thank you for it. It's a blessing to be here. Coach I, good to see you back there. God bless you. Listen, good to have you today. All of our church family, good to see you today. 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 through 9. We are still working through James in our Bible study. And we have talked through James in some of our Sunday lessons. And we are deviating now to Peter, who is saying some similar things to his brother James. They are saying some similar things because they want to encourage us through our test and trial. They want us to know that through your test and trial, you need to still remain joyful.
All right.
You need to throw the devil off track. That when you get in your trial, you don't let your trial get the best of you. But that you get the best of it by praising your God. And so what James and Peter is saying is that even when you're in trial, still praise the Lord.
Oh, yes.
They're trying to motivate us here. 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 through 9. Are you there?
Amen.
Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ,
All right.
whom having not seen ye love, in whom though now you see him not, yet believing, you rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your soul. A faith that works.
All right.
Faith that works. Help me, Lord.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to move through this, but let me just tell you some things that you should know. And I'm just here to remind you today. I'm a reminding preacher. The world is an evil place.
Yes, sir.
I think you already know that. The world is full of evil.
Amen.
Full of sin.
Amen.
And what we ought to be glad for is the fact that we are saved. That's the point. We ought to be glad we saved. We should be glad for Jesus.
Oh, yes.
We should be glad that we have salvation.
Yeah.
I know that when you come here, we talk about all of these blessings and all of these ways that God has made and all of these miracles and these healings and all of the things that God is doing in our lives. But what really ought to be the substratum, the foundation of our joy should be our salvation.
Amen.
This world is evil, but it's not my home. Peter trying to push us somewhere to tell you that even though the world is evil, you don't got to be bothered about the world. This is not your home. Sickness is running rampant through the building. Sickness is running rampant through the earth. Sickness is running rampant through the neighborhood. But you don't have to be worried because this is not your home. Peter said we ought to be glad that we got salvation.
Yes, sir.
Glad that I know Jesus. for salvation. Even though I got trouble, I know I got somebody walking with me. That's what you really ought to be glad for. I mean, I know everybody loves miracles. We love blessings. I know you love stuff. You love having things. But if you got Jesus, man, you got enough. You got enough. If you got Jesus, you may not have a whole lot of money. Your health may be failing, but if you got Jesus, you got everything you need. We should be glad for salvation. Thank him, and that's why I said earlier, if he never do another thing, if he never drop another blessing at our address, if he never provide another healing, whether if I'm on this side and I got to get out of here, the blessing is, like Paul said, to die is gain. I can get out of here from this trouble. I can leave the troublesome world behind. I get out of here. I know we ain't doing nothing to try to get away. I understand that. We ain't jumping in front of no semi-trucks. And I ain't going to the bridge. And no. I ain't trying to hurry it on. But when I do leave, I'll be all right. I'll be fine. I'll be all right. On the other side, won't be no trouble over there. We ought to be happy that we got salvation. This is what Luke writes in chapter 4 of Acts, verse 12. He says, in Jesus, there is no other person and no other place we could find salvation. No other means whereby men can be saved except they come and receive Jesus. And like it was in Noah's day when the world was becoming ready to be judged, it's just like it is in 2019. We are living in such an evil time, such a cruel time, and you know this world is going to be punished. This world is going to be judged. But we, through salvation, can be like Noah. And you know what he did? He preached when it wasn't the very popular thing to do. He preached it's going to rain and the sun was shining. He preached that everybody had some money. He preached and it was happy time and merry time. He preached it's going to rain. And nobody listened. It's the same thing we doing in this day. Y'all better get ready. You better get your house in order. Some listening, some half sleep, some ain't getting it, some say I got tired. As a matter of fact, one of the diocese bishops from the Catholic Church came out just a couple of months ago and said maybe Jesus is not coming back. You better be careful. You better be careful to think that he's not coming back. And what happens in the world, we get lackadaisical. We see things happening. We just think, well, this must be how it is. No, you better get your house in order. This is not the end of the matter. This is not it. Trials of life, they seem to get us to a place, and sometimes it may even seem as if, as the boys were riding on the ship across the sea, as if God doesn't care. They began to ask the question while the storm was raging, Master, do you care that we perish? Do you hear us calling you? Do you hear us crying to you? Sometimes it seems like the more I pray, the worse it gets. Sometimes it seems like every time I go to the doctor, I'm praying at home saying, Lord, let this be a good visit this time. It seems like I come back with more bad news. Every time I'm praying for my family, the crazier they get. I'm praying that they start acting right. And then as soon as I get to praying, they jump off the cliff, just straight up go crazy. Seems like the more I pray, seems like the wilder it gets. Lord, do you hear me? Do you hear my cry? Sometimes I feel like God just don't care. Peter says a tried faith, it doesn't come cheap. A tried faith, it cannot be bought. It costs something to have true faith in God.
Amen.
And then when he talks about it, the trials that come, and you know this, you can attest to this, trials will come in waves. It ain't like it's a single problem. It's what he calls manifold temptations. I mean, like one person said, when it rains, talk back to me, somebody. You know what I mean. It seems like, man, everybody else walking around, I'm in the cartoon now. Y'all won't tell y'all I like cartoons, but I'm in the cartoon now. Everybody else walking around, but I got a cloud with rain down on me. And everybody else looks like they having a good time. It looks like I'm the oldest one. And I said, oldest one. I'm the oldest one walking around, and they're just raining on me. And everybody else seems to be doing good. It seems like when it rains, it pours.
That's always.
Peter says, manifold. Many temptations. One door closed, and then just when you're about to push another one just a little bit open, it closes too. And then it seems like just when you're about to see a little ray of sunshine, the bottom fall out. Seems like just when it's about to add up right, just about to get back out the red and move close to the black, Lord, and then the air conditioner break. I mean, Lord, just when you're just about over the hump, and I mean, we're just about to get there, and something else happened. Just when you're almost on the verge, this is going to be it right here I'm about to get, and the phone ring, and it's another thing that went wrong. It's manifold temptations. It's many troubles. They come in waves. Seem like, Lord, can I ever catch a break? Sometimes here's what happens with us in the church when we see others who are miserable. That can make us sorrowful.
Amen.
I mean, when you talk about looking at your husband, oh, I know what you mean, baby. When you see your wife and she's down, you down too.
Amen. Yes, sir.
You find your loved ones, find them sick, and think you can just jolly on. I got a text this morning that my mother was sick. Oh, and my heart just dropped. Like, Lord, will you do something? Because when your loved one's sick, you sick too.
Amen.
Yeah, when the folk you love going through, you going through with them.
Yes,
it's manifold temptations. It's not always just about the trials that come up on you, but there are many times the devil knows when he can't get you, he got to go get somebody else that's close to you, because he knows that'll get you too. When you see your family suffering, or you see your church members suffering, you see that you got to go through different tests and trials and different things you got to face, it makes me sorrowful.
Yes.
It brings manifold temptations.
Oh, yes.
When you see the destruction of mankind, there are natural disasters, earthquakes happening everywhere, and hurricanes, and there's a new one they said probably going to be the biggest one that we've ever seen. It's forming right now. And Hurricane Katrina and Leroy and all the different ones, they're just blowing stuff up and tearing stuff up and tearing up the Bahamas. Can't go down there and cruise down there. They're tearing stuff up everywhere. Natural disasters just killing mankind. And every time we hear these natural disasters, you see as they start out, the death count is such and such. Then 2 days later, they can't find some more, and the death count has risen to another number. Then after 2 months, they're still cleaning up, and the death count, the toll is still rising. Natural disaster, killing mankind, it can make you sorrowful.
Yes.
Accidents on the highway. Accident, people texting now, they can't pay attention. And Lord have mercy, they crossing the median and going, hitting people head on. We just heard about somebody not long ago ran across the median and hit somebody. Matter of fact, one young man at the prison right here in Brickers, across the median of somebody that ran into somebody head on and killed him immediately. He and the other person. Accidents happen, not paying attention, too tired, falling asleep. I mean, whatever's going on, accident, taking life, that can make you sorrowful. When you hear about death in somebody's family, it makes your heart heavy.
Yes, sir.
And Lord, I want to talk about the killings. Lord, have mercy. The senseless crimes, the mass shootings. I mean, who in their right mind want to go to a school and shoot some children? Who in their right mind want to walk on the school campus and kill some kids? Who want to walk in the church and kill some church folk? Senseless killings. Walk in the mass over in Philadelphia. Kill all them Jews. And who in their right mind? The mass killers. We cannot go along without that making us sorrowful. While we're in this earth, we are in manifold temptations. Every time you hear some bad news, it makes you sorrowful. Mother even talked about some of her relatives not long ago, senseless over a basketball game. Somebody done took a young man's life over a ball game. Senseless. Just makes no sense. And when you hear the destruction of mankind, it brings sorrow. And even though some of these issues don't last long, many times they can leave a lasting effect. But remember, God's purpose is not to destroy us. God's purpose is to push us toward Him. I told you on last week, even the two manifold manifestations that God is trying to do. He wants us to make sure that we realize he does exist. That's the first point God wants to reveal. I want you to know that I am real. I want you to know that I am alive. I want you to know that I am God. But the second point is not only to know he is God, but he wants us to realize our need for him.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of people know God exists, but they just don't feel like they need it.
Amen.
There's a lot of people know, well, I believe God is real. A lot of people say that, but they don't really believe in him. Because when you believe in him, when you get in trouble, you'll call on him. When you believe in him, when you see some stuff coming against you, you'll say, Jesus, will you help me? When you believe in him, you'll always call him in your time of trouble. He wants us to know that he is on our side. Trial, the definition of trial is the experiment or the search made on man to prove the value and the strength of his faith. Trial is the probation period. It's man's probation. Trial is the experiment that is put on man to prove his value and to prove how strong my faith is. Faith is the main ingredient in our walk with the Lord. And this is what happens. This is what the writer says in Hebrews. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. It is the most important ingredient in our Christianity. Without faith, our Christianity is empty and it's vain. We need faith in order to believe that God is. We need faith to believe that Jesus is our Savior. And without it, you cannot please God. It was Jesus who told this very same Peter, I have prayed for you that your faith don't fail you. Our faith, here is what the writer says, is likened to gold. It's just like a precious metal. Gold is the most valuable metal in the earth. Gold is the most valuable, it's the most useful thing. The most useful thing is something that people love to have. Gold. As a matter of fact, the Bible talks about streets that are paved with gold. I mean, oh my goodness, gold is even in heaven. It's a valuable, a durable mineral, a durable metal. It's the most important thing. But here's the thing about gold. When it is put through the trial, when it is put through the fire, it is put through there to burn the impurities off of it. But when you finish with it, it has decreased to a small thing. Listen to this. Gold, when it is put in the fire and all the impurities come out of it, it is dwindled down to something very small and very shiny and very beautiful. But what the writer says is that my faith is more precious than the trial of gold. Because when your faith is trial, it is not dwindled down to nothing. When your faith is put in the fire, I come out stronger, I come out bigger, I come out better, I come out wiser. When I come out the fire, I come out with more than I ever could have had before I went in. I'm not like gold. Peter said the trial of my faith is more precious than the trial of gold. Please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. But when God gets through with me, I shall come forth like gold. That means the impurities and the things, they will have been wiped away. They will have been mortified. They would have been killed. But my faith multiplies. My faith increases every time I go through a trial and God brings me out. I say, if he did it before, he'll talk back to me somebody. Every time I come out of it, I said, God done did it. I said, done did it again. Every time I come out of it, I said, look at what the Lord has done. Every time I come out of it, I got my hands saying, hallelujah. Anyhow, I mean, look at what the Lord has done. When you come out to trial, you come out better. You come out multiplied. Come out increased. You come out stronger. You come out improved by the opposition that you meet. Peter wants us to see what our end is and using our spiritual foresight so that whenever we are in present trouble, we can still rejoice. The problem happens many times is when we get in our present trouble, our rejoicing will cease. When we get in our present trouble, our hands will go down. When we get in our present trouble, our volume will turn down. When we get in our present trouble, our attendance, oh my goodness, it will be inconsistent. But what Peter is saying is what you ought to do is look to the end and see you always come out victorious. And since you always come out victorious when you're in your present trouble, he said, let your praise be loud. Let it remain as the same as if you were already out because you're coming out. Ain't no need of you thinking God done got you in something and not gonna get you out. He said what you ought to do is rejoice while you're going through it because you know in the end I'm gonna win. This is why many times I pray and tell you we don't got to wait until the battle's over. We can shout right. I don't got to wait till I get the money. I know it's coming. I don't have to wait till the doctor bring me a good report. I know it's coming. I don't have to wait until the door is open. I know a way gonna be made. I can shout right now.
Oh yeah.
Here is the amazement what has thrown Peter, oh my goodness, for a loop. Peter is now talking to these individuals, and these are actually people who have never laid eyes on Jesus. They have never seen him before. And so this group is just like us. I mean, we feel him in our hearts, and when we come to church, we feel his presence, but with these natural eyes, we have never laid them on Jesus. And what Peter now is amazed by the fact that you have not seen him, but you still believe. You have not seen him, but you still love him. And he is so thrown back. He's, oh my God, you mean to tell me you have not? I saw him. This is what Peter's saying. I know how amazing he is. I laid eyes on him. I talked to him. I touched him and ate with him. I sat at the Mount of Transfiguration and watched him glow when he came down. I know the amazement that Jesus behold, but you've not seen him, and you mean to tell me that you still believe him? My goodness. He is so outdone because they understand that the word they have heard, they have taken this word in their heart. They believe it with all their might, and they began to say, we want to serve this Jesus. It is the word that we hear and the feeling that we feel that causes us to believe in Jesus. It's the reason why we bring the chair here and we open the doors of the church, because once you hear the word, your heart is convicted. You feel something pulling you. You feel something impressing upon you. You ought to make a change. You ought to make Jesus your Savior. And I mean, listen, you never laid eyes on him. I mean, you don't really know what he really looks like, and you never saw him before. But when you hear somebody talk about a person that loved you when you didn't love yourself, when you hear somebody talking about how he loves you when you were a sinner, dead in trespasses and sins, but God, who is rich in mercy, loved us wherewith he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have ever. When you hear that word of somebody who has come through 42 generations and was born in a manger and laid out there with the animals and walked to and fro on the earth, healing the sick, raising some dead, feeding thousands, touching blind eyes, and people still holler crucified. When you hear somebody loved you when you were out saying what you wanted to say and going where you wanted to go and doing what you want and acting like you want to act, and he still loved you. I believe. That's what they say. I believe. If there's anybody that ever lived, I believe. I believe. I don't see him, but I know he's there. Matter of fact, he's just like Scotch tape. I can't see him. But I know he's there. I can feel him in my heart. That's what they said. How do you know he's real? Because I can feel him in my hands. I feel him in my feet. The songwriter said, I feel him all. Feel him all over me. I don't see him, but I know he's there. So my faith tells me I'm never alone. And the more I work my faith, the more I work it, the more I trust God, it produces a love in me between me and God. The more I work my faith, God, I trust you. Lord, I believe you. I don't see you, but I know you're going to make a way. I don't know how you're going to make it, but I trust you're going to heal my body. I don't know when you're going to do it, but I'm praising you because I know you're going to do it. I don't know when it's going to pass. I don't know when it's going to come out and make me feel better, but I grow. And it produces a love relationship between me and God, that you love me so much that you won't leave me sick. You love me so much that you won't leave me down. You love me so much that you won't leave me broke. You always make a way. My faith is working. It's producing a love relationship between me and God. This love make me want to follow him. This love make me want to serve him. This love make me want to praise him. This love make me want to worship him. This love make me want to adore him. This love produces something in me that makes me want to deny myself and follow him. This love tells me to keep on trusting him even though I don't see him. This love says to me, even though trouble is all around me, my faith tells me trouble won't last always. That's why I'm so excited, because I understand that I'm just a sojourner passing through this land. And I don't have to be so concerned about the problems and the trials that are around me. What Peter is trying to tell us is that we learn how to look to the end of the story, and we see that all of us are going to be saved through the salvation of Jesus Christ. And so what we learn how to do is just walk through this land knowing I got a building not made by the hands of man. I don't get so messed up when this body starts to break down on me, because I know one of these old mornings, and it won't be very long, you're going to look for me and I'll be gone. I'm going up to heaven to sing and to shout, and it be nobody there that can put me out. I know I got a building not made by hand. So what faith tells me, I don't have to worry about what the night is going to bring, because it'll be all over in the morning. My faith, when I work it the right way, it tells me we've been made endure for a night. I feel like preaching, y'all excuse me. The joy coming in the morning. My faith, when I work it, it tells me to hold on just a little while longer. My faith tells me to hold on through the storm, because the Lord is with me. When I learn how to hold on and how to work this faith, Peter says I get a joy that is unspeakable. It means that when I get here, I want to say something, but it's been so good, I don't know what to say. I may have to come in and go, but I'm telling you, I got a joy that won't have no words put to it, because God is so good to me. In the final verse, this is what Peter does. He talks about the end of the matter. The Greek word is teleos, which means the end is like a sense of being on probation, or a person who is moving through a sorority line. It means I've been online and I've been tried, I've been tested, I've been hazed, I've been talked about, I've been this, that, and the other. But when I cross the line, I know I'm in what I'm in. Peter is talking about when you get over the line, you can know that you're a child of God. Because when you look back and see all the trouble that God brought you through, and you know you couldn't have made it on your own, you got to come out saying, I know the Lord will make a way somehow. You got to come out saying, the Lord is a good God. Yes, he is. And Peter tells us how to work this faith. He said, keep on trusting, keep on believing, keep fighting, because God is with you. He wants us to learn how to hold on, because the end is coming. He says we got to learn how to rejoice, because out of all the trouble that we're in, God is still going to send his son back for us. And that's why the songwriter said, when I see Jesus, amen. I learned how to suffer, and I learned how to go through trials. But when I see Jesus, amen, it means all of my trials and tribulations will be over. When we learn how to work this faith that God has given us, we can trust that God is going to come back and redeem his people. We learn how to believe in the fact that there was a man named Jesus who died a sinner's death for all of us sinners. We learn how to believe that that Savior hung out there on Calvary's cross. We learn how to believe it, and we love him with all our hearts. We learn how to believe that they took my Savior down and put him in a cold, lonely grave. But I sure enough believe that in 3 days later, he rose with all power. I believe it with all my heart. And I take every trial that come against me, and I put it up against the fact that a dead man
grave. And when I put it against the fact that a dead man got up out the grave, I have the power to work my faith. Is there anybody in the building today that's going to work your faith? Is there anybody in the building right now that's going to work your faith? Have I got any faith workers in here? I'm going to keep on trusting God. I'm going to keep on believing God. I'm going to keep on fighting until the day is done. Because one of these old days, and it won't be very long, we're going to get out of here. Anybody want to go to heaven? If you want to go to heaven, shout yeah. Faith to keep on working. I wanted to work on Monday. I wanted to work on Tuesday, not just Sunday morning. The Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I want my faith to keep on working. When I'm down, I want my faith to work. When I'm up, I want my faith to work. When I got some money, I want my faith to work. When I got dust in my pocket, I want my faith to work. I want to keep on working. Because when the door come open, I'll walk on in and say, Lord, I knew you had me. I know you got me covered. That's what gives me joy unspeakable. I can praise him when I don't have words. That's why some patting are getting in your feet. That's why some clapping are getting in your hands. When you don't have a word to say, because the Lord is always making a way. Aren't you glad about that today? Keep on working for the Lord, and he will bring you out. Shout it! Yeah. God bless you. The doors of the church are open. The doors of the church are open. A faith that works. A faith that won't let me stay down. When I'm down, a faith to come pick me up. Tell me God had you before. He'll do it again. A faith that won't let you fail. A faith that will always work for you. Even when you don't see a way. When you don't know how the way is going to be made. You don't know when the way is going to be made. You don't know who's going to open that door. When that door opens and God come through. You ever had God to come through for you? In the 9th hour? In the 11th hour? I mean, just, boy, it was just your back was against the wall. And you just don't know what's going to come. Lord, I don't know what you're going to do. And the phone rang. I said, I got something for you.
Thank you, Lord.
I got a package for you. Get a phone call while you're say, I passed me kid this time. I didn't know when it was going to happen. Lord, whenever it does. You just keep believing. Keep trusting. Keep fighting. And then we can be like what Peter says in verse 9 of the text today. That the faith we have, when it is tried and when it comes out true, it produces praise, honor, and glory. It produces those three fruits. When you have a faith that's tried, I cried through this, I fought through this, I battled to be here. But when you get out, you come out with praise, with honor, and with glory. You can't make me doubt it. I know too much. And that's why I love him so. Because he's real to me. When you get through coming through, you come out with praise, with honor, and with glory. Ain't no secret. Talk back to me something. What he done for others, you come out with praise, honor, and glory. Come out of that trial. Peter's saying, I want you to see the end of the matter. Don't always look at presently where you are. But know that if you have tried and true faith, that you're going to be delivered. Don't know when, and don't know how. But you just got to know for a fact that if a dead man got out the grave, he should have stayed dead. But if a dead man got up, cancer ain't nothing. If a dead man got out the grave, diabetes ain't nothing.
If a dead man got out the grave, depression ain't nothing. A man that should have stayed dead, they went looking for him and put a stone there to make sure he stayed.
Yeah.
I ain't got time. It's time.
That's all right.
Yeah.
He don't go come out of this a boulder in front of the tomb.
That's right.
We're gonna make sure he stayed. But when they got there, the angel was there to tell them women, who y'all looking for? The one you see.
He's gone.
He gone.
Yeah.
He gone already. What you say? He got up? Yes. Got up out the grave. If that happened, ain't nothing you got.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing you got too hard for the Lord. Nothing. Bring it to him.
Yeah.
He can handle it.
Yes, sir.
He got out the grave.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Dead man rose
Yeah.
from the grave.
Yes, Lord.
And Peter says, when we have this faith to work that resurrection, it produces praise, honor, and glory
Yes.
in our lives.
Oh, yeah.
God bless you. We see there none today. There's still room for you at the cross.